I studied filmmaking in the US during the 70s. Recently, I've been doing talk shows on the voiceless dissidents, those that deserve to be heard but are silenced by the corporate media. The Treasury Department of the present Trump administration sanctioned me and my colleagues. Must have harassed them, who continued the show right here from my home. I am Nader Talebzadeh on Nader's Show. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan's presence in Iran marked the determination of the Nation of Islam to announce its solidarity with Iran against the hegemonic oppression of the US. His presence brought out much anger from the Israeli press, which spilled over to the American mainstream media. Untouched by the fury, Farrakhan glided from one meeting to the next, from student groups to ayatollahs in the holy city of Qom, and finally with the supreme leader, where he exchanged kind words and wise exchanges. Despite all the threats made by the Zionist media wildlife, he returned home untouched. We are proud to present this short documentary, saluting him and his entourage. May Allah bestow upon him longevity and success for the good of us all.
از پیغمبر اکرم سوال کردن چرا سوره هود شما رو پیر کرد؟ فرمودن به خاطر این آیه فاستقم کما امرت. استقامت کن در راه.
This specific verse, resist as we told you.
و انشالله این حالت گریه شما نوید پیروزی اسلام.
And God willing, your crying will bring us the good news of victory of Islam.
گریه شوق و عشق و معرفته.
It's a crying of eagerness.
تبریک میگیم به.
We congratulate you for that.
I couldn't stop crying.
My
whole body was shaking.
تمام بدن من میلرزید.
Just into CNN, Facebook is purging several high-profile names from its platforms. Among them, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, as well as his media outlet InfoWars. They're being banned for spreading, quote, dangerous ideologies.
This is the time for us to sink our root deeper into our faith that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammad is his messenger. told you in warning you of what the government of the United States of America has been planning against black people generally, but black youth in particular, and the Nation of Islam. We are not going to permit you to bomb Iraq or nobody else on this earth. We're not going along with you. We will tell our students and our children to lay down their arms. We will tell our students and our children, come out of the Army, come out of the Navy, come out of the Air Force, and let the wicked fight for themselves. And let us build an army of God in the ghettos of America, in the barrios of America, and let us become a new government of righteousness.
حتما مردم ایران از حضور شما خیلی خوشحال خواهند.
Certainly Iranian people will enjoy and will be very happy because of your presence here.
Yes, and my enemies will be very sad.
دشمنان من خیلی غمگین خواهند شد.
This is an NBC News special report.
The president tweeting sanctions are coming, confirming he is tightening the screws on Tehran as promised when he quit the Iran nuclear deal.
I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. In a few moments, I will sign a presidential memorandum to begin reinstating U.S. nuclear sanctions on the Iranian regime. We will be instituting the highest level of economic sanction, and we will not allow a regime that chants death to America to gain access to the most deadly weapons on earth.
I'm honored to be here at this time. And I already know that they're going to charge me and us with sedition, because I already told the government, if you fight Iran, we will not be with you. And I will teach the black people that listen to me not to go in the armed forces to fight for you. They have not proved any of their assertions, and in their view of Iran, as they have been in Iran looking, they have not seen anything that would say that Iran is creating a nuclear weapon. They haven't? Wasn't it Netanyahu that encouraged America to go to war with Iraq because they had weapons of mass destruction? Did they find weapons of mass destruction? I didn't hear you. How many Americans have died and been mortally wounded because of a lie.
They put sanctions on you, but Allah is bringing judgment against America. Allah is with us if we are with Him. We're going to win. Inshallah. And I won't say inshallah. I say we're going to win because it is the will of Allah that we are victorious. Thank you so much.
Our Islam says we are never to be the aggressor. Fight with those who fight with you. America, Israel is assassinating scientists in Iran. The Congress is allocating millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to destabilize Iran to bring about regime change. This is your America, a troublemaker, a mischief maker, meddling in the internal affairs of other nations. They're destroying your future. So I said, I will never advise young black or white, Jewish or Gentile, Americans to go to war and spend the lifeblood of Americans for Israeli aggression.
See, the word of Allah is very important. And only Shaitan will interfere with the preaching of the word of God. So remember the Quran. It says it like this. When the matter is decided, the devil will say, Allah promised you a promise of truth, and I promised you, then failed you. So blame me not, blame yourselves. I had no authority over you except that I called you, and you obeyed me. That's what America will say. America is making it very hard for Iran to successfully carry out its mission. But if you have the strength to persevere, the victory will be yours, and the great reward of your suffering will be realized not only by you, but by the children that you will bring into the world during and after this sanction is over. Allah says in the Quran, you are the best nation raised among men, for you enjoin good and you forbid evil. Where is that good nation today? Is it Saudi Arabia, where the king is keeper of the two holy mosques in Mecca and Medina? Is it in Jordan? Is that the best nation raised among men? I think I'm blessed to be standing in one that can claim to be the best, because everywhere you go, you enjoin good. So do not fear sanctions. Fear rebelling against Allah, for the chastisement of Allah will be severe.
This is a message to the president. I'm here to talk to all of you that are shaking in your boots.
What are we gonna do? That crazy man, he's the president and he don't like black people. He don't like Mexicans. He don't like Muslims. Maybe so. Who cares? We don't give a damn what he likes or what he don't like. The future is not his. The future is ours. Farrakhan speaking.
رئیس جمهور آمریکا مرتب دارد دروغ به ملت خودش میگه.
The U.S. president is lying perpetually to its own people with America.
ما 1 سال و نیم مذاکره برجام
We
کردیم.
talked for a year and a half with them about the sanctions.
اینا در 1 ساعت رها کردن.
In 1 hour they destroyed all those discussions.
به چنین اشخاصی چه کسی میتونه اطمینان کنه؟
Who can trust such people?
سایر مردم دنیا هم نمیتونن اعتماد
The
کنن.
other people of the world also could not trust them.
کسی که به این راحتی تعهدات خودش رو زیر پا میگذارد قابل اعتماد نیست.
Somebody who tramples what they have promised is not to be trusted.
Some of our government leaders
بعضی از رهبران ما
want to make peace with America.
میخوان با آمریکا صلح برقرار کنند.
Unfortunately, at the expense
متاسفانه
of Iran.
با هزینه مردم ایران.
You cannot call America the great Satan
شما نمیتونید به آمریکا بگی شیطان بزرگ
and then sit down with Satan
و بعد بشینین با شیطان
thinking Satan is going to make peace with you.
فکر بکنید شیطان میتونه با شما صلح برقرار کنه.
He was a liar from the beginning
اون از اول دروغگو بود.
and he's a liar and a mischief maker now. And I will guarantee you, if he becomes president, he'll take America exactly where America is heading. Be careful, America. You're headed into the abyss of hell. And if you make a mistake in choosing your leaders, maybe you'll go there faster. And America hates when you say, Bad va Israel. Bad, is that, am I saying it right? Mat va?
مرگ بر.
Say it again.
مرگ بر.
Malk bar.
اسرائیل.
Malk bar. Okay. But if you mean death to America, death to Israel, then you must mean life for Islam, life for Iran, life for Muslims. So be found trying to solve the problems between us. That doesn't mean you shouldn't communicate with America, but you should know who you're communicating with.
Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan traveled to Iran for meetings with regime leaders. The Nation of Islam leader and prominent anti-Semite Louis Farrakhan chanted "Death to America" and claimed that America has never been a democracy during a solidarity trip to Iran ahead of the re-implementation of U.S. sanctions on the country this week. Take a look.
You say Bad va Israel, Malk bar.
اسرائیل.
Malk bar.
The Western media outlets, especially the United States, media outlets are accusing you these days of leading death to the United States. I just read a couple of news items about you and how the Western media is accusing you of chanting the death to the United States. I want to ask you this question. Are you willing to chant the slogan of death to the United States? Because
that's not my chant. Listen to me. No, listen to me. You asked me a question. Your question, I heard you. You want me to chant because they lied on me and said I led a chant. I know that chant came from the people of Iran. And this sanction is what's hurting the people of Iran. They have a right to chant it. But I am not a chanter. I am a worker for God. And the truth will undo falsehood, and the righteous will win against the wicked. Not with a chant.
Farrakhan also referred to America as the Great Satan during a Tehran University speech. Take a look.
I am coming to you from the United States of America that is gloating over the fact that the President of the United States is going to place on the Islamic Republic the most stringent sanctions that have ever been placed on any nation before. Nothing happens but by the active or permissive will of Allah. So one who is spiritual or believers in Allah might ask the question, why is Iran suffering so much, particularly from the United States of America? Is it not true that you have called America the Great Satan? Well, if you believe what you say, then would not Satan be actively involved in trying to destroy a nation that is set up on the belief and practice of submission to the will of God?
Clearly, Farrakhan is an enemy of the state. The guy should be refused re-entry into the country. If he comes back, he should be charged with threats of terrorism and jailed.
So my enemies are saying that maybe I should stay in Iran, not come back to America. I want to warn you, you speak as the foolish. America is mine. America is ours. Our sweat and our blood built America. How dare you say that we have no place there? How dare you say that we cannot criticize your evil and point it out to you? I am more of a patriot than most of you who bow down to evil, and it is only truth that will make America better. And I speak that truth, and I will be back in America to speak it again.
As many of you know, the minister just returned from Iran. And while he was in Iran, they wickedly twisted his words and put out in the public that he led a chant while he was addressing the students at Tehran University. Death to America. Death to Israel. See, they want to charge him with sedition. They want to portray him as an enemy to America. And he is back in America to speak that truth. Minister Louis Farrakhan. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
I'm coming home to face whatever you have for me, but I hope you will be ready to face whatever my backers have for you. There's a lot of madness out there now. And most I've seen and heard many on social media desirous of my death. Everybody has to die. But nothing you can say or do will put a death to the man who's speaking to you now. And if you study your scripture and study my work, you'll find that there's not another human being on this earth that speaks like Farrakhan, that challenges like Farrakhan, that has the wisdom of Farrakhan. In America, they said that they gave Iran billions of dollars.
We gave Iran $150 billion and $1.8 billion in cash. Nigeria would like some of that.
But they never said that they were holding over $150 billion of Iranian money and they were supposed to give it back during the treaty arrangements.
It's not true. It's absolutely not true.
But has Iran gotten that money back yet?
I would have doubled and tripled up the sanctions and I would have made a much better deal.
How dare you say that we cannot criticize your evil and point it out to you? I am more of a patriot than most of you who bow down to evil, and it is only truth that will make America better.